Welcome to another edition of Headlines and Headaches. I'm your host, Larry H. Gardner. H stands for It's Getting Hot in Here. So all the elections have been finished except for the general election, which is November 2nd. In my presence, we're going to have Jeff Mixon coming later, who ran for Ward 7, part of Black Lives Matter and everything else. But first of all, we have the queen of organizing, Miss Marissa, in the building. Marissa, what's going on?
Every day is an adventure.
It sure the hell is. And of course, the queen with the gold mic, Jay Price. What's going on, Jay?
Nothing much, Larry, but what's the show name?
The show name is called The Headline Eye.
That ain't how you brought us in.
Okay. The Headline Eye. The Human T-Rex on the ones and twos. His show will be later at 9 o'clock. The Headline Eye. It is going to be hot in here on the Headline Eye today, September 15th, 2021. That means it's the day after
the elections.
The primary elections. By the way, before we start, I got to give credit where credit is due. First of all, I got to come in on a sad note. The passing of SNL comedian Norm Macdonald passed away at 61 from cancer.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, so it's sad. And then also, there's a happy note, and I forgot to do this last week, and I apologize. Donald Peterson, him and his wife Sedamar, got married, so they are the new Petersons, the Pizzles in the building. So congratulations to the both of them. Love and bliss, love, peace, and happiness. Black love is great. Love is all right. And then we have also tomorrow at 10:30, shout out to Norm Edwards, the protest and demonstration against Sherwin-Williams, brought to you by the Black Contractors Group and Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Tomorrow at 10:30 a.m., Sherwin-Williams Global Headquarters. Shout out to Al Porter, because he's going to bring his black on black crime. The black on black crime down there. So we're all going to be down there. I will be down there as well. So they are demanding that the Global Paint Company honor its commitment of hiring black contractors. We were at the table for almost 1 year with the understanding that we had a done deal. Now they want to pull the plug and try the old bait and switch, or the old bouge. I'm trying to keep it clean, but I'm going to cuss out somebody in a minute.
We weren't prepared for the bait and switch.
It's always a bait and switch.
That's just how Cleveland operates.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
So, and another thing, the woman that was accused, the woman that was convicted of stealing the money from Maple Heights High School, was released by Judge Rick Bell this past Monday at 2 o'clock. So she's on probation, has the order to pay the $42,772.77 back to Maple Heights. She has to get a job. She's on probation of 5 years. She has 5 years to pay the restitution, and she has to go to Gamblers Anonymous. Ms. Carla Hopkins, praises to your family. There was calls made by the Clergy Coalition. Aaron Fields made a couple of calls to Rick Bell. So things got moving in motion, and she was released. She was supposed to spend 18 months in prison, but she spent 43 days at Cuyahoga County, which is torture within itself if you have not been down to the county any damn way.
43 days too long.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the woman who was convicted in the Beechwood of stealing close to $200,000 got probation. So and we already know she had a different color than Miss Hopkins.
The complexion for the protection.
Exactly. Thank you, Marissa.
Exactly.
All right.
And shame on you, Rick Bell. Shame on you.
I knew you was gonna say that. How did I have a
Shame
feeling?
on you, Rick Bell. And shame on you, Aaron Phillips.
Well, he did call Rick Bell to get released.
After he got several calls.
Hey, listen, the woman is at home. Oh, by the way, to somebody that said they knew Carla on my post when I said it for 20-some odd years and was talking smack about, listen, dude, shut your ass up. I'm sick and tired of you trolls coming on here when some woman gets released. Leave this black woman alone. She has a gambling problem. It's a mental illness because it's an addiction. If you never had an addiction to any damn thing before, shut up, please.
on the post that you had put up?
Yes, the
Who
post
was
I put.
it? Say, who was it?
You know what? He's not even worth mentioning. How about this, sir? If you're listening right now on www.wnrv1081.com, and I know your piddly ass for years and you ain't never amount to anything around the Lee Harvard neighborhood, why don't you sit back, relax, have a Coke and a smile, and let the real people talk about the real issues while you talk about Michael Jordan being a little better than LeBron James all day while nobody pays attention to your stupid ass. All right.
All right, I had to flip my hat up on that one.
So, I'm sorry, Marissa, you had to see me like this.
That's all right. I understand sometimes trolls can raise your blood pressure. Sometimes you can't allow them, but sometimes they need to be checked.
Right. This dude need
Let
to
them
be
fools know.
need to be checked. I swear for God, I'm gonna wear all black next week. Can somebody keep messing with me? Speaking of next week, Judge Sheila Turner Call is going to stop by. So just letting you know right now. So, all right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. The elections the day after. T-Rex, can I get another bomb, please? Because I want to bomb some of these Cleveland voters. Thank you very much. All right. I wanted maybe 45 to 50% of Cleveland to show up. You know what I got?
Just a little over 16%.
Which is 25,000 of the almost 300,000 registered voters in the city of Cleveland.
16.2.
In the county.
16.2.
That's atrocious. We have a problem. And I don't understand where the disengagement is. I don't understand why people are not voting. Yesterday was atrocious. It was less than August the 3rd.
Field. Direct voter contact, face-to-face. Because
And you know what? Back in the day, I didn't mean to cut you off, Marissa.
No worries.
But back in the day, remember they used to always advertise on TV to go vote? Remember that?
Yes.
What happened to that? No, it was even before. We haven't, since COVID and all the other stuff. I haven't seen that commercial in years. I haven't seen it in years. Where'd it go?
Because there are interests with not just within the city, within the county, within the state, potentially, at varying levels. I do know directly in the area, though, that have a vested interest in only the same voters that have historically voted being the ones to vote.
Because they're uninformed.
Exactly, which makes it easier to control.
The population.
Exactly.
Manipulation.
Right. So you think about the some call it an upset. I call it a happy, wonderful moment because it's someone who's not part of the traditional structure. Although he does have connections within the traditional structure, but that's because of direct contact. I mean, there were voters that were engaged and reached out to that nobody else was talking to.
Yeah. 216-249-6658. I do have to send another congratulations. Shayla Davis, who ran for mayor of Garfield, and they had 14%. How droll. So she is going to be
on the ballot, right?
Yeah, she's on the ballot. She's going to be pretty much. She's going to be running against Matt Burke, and he got 1,640 votes. She had 657. So ground to cover. Before we talk about Cleveland's mayoral race and the wards, East Cleveland, Brandon King retains his seat. 728 votes.
Less than 1,000 people voted. No. Yeah, less than 1,000 people, or
1,200 voted.
I like his style. I like the gangster effect that he goes out there. Shout out to Brandon King. And then they try to take him down. Once again, he's Cleveland mayor.
But it just goes to show you that anyone in East Cleveland, if you plan to unseat this man, you're going to have to go back and do what Devin Branch did and run on another ticket. You're either going to either run as a Republican, you're going to either run as an independent, or you're going to run in the Green Party. The mistake that happened in East Cleveland was everybody on that ballot was Democrat. So if everybody on the ballot was Democrat, then per their charter, that is it. That was their
There's
general
no primary.
election.
That's
There's no general. That's it. That was their
no
general.
nonpartisan. Everybody runs a Democrat. Nice move, East Cleveland.
So if somebody went Republican, I could have won.
So had you ran on a Republican, independent, or a green ticket in East Cleveland, it would have pushed them to have a
general election.
November 2nd.
And you probably
No one did their research in East Cleveland that was running for that mayoral seat.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Let's go through the votes. Twan Billings, 67 votes. Timothy Austin, 82. Corinne Stevenson, 109. Juanita Gowdy.
Did she have a billboard?
Yeah, I think Ms. Stevens ended a billboard. Juanita Gowdy, 233 votes. Brandon King, 728. Yeah, that was a low as hell.
I just have a question.
What's that?
So, I believe it was East Cleveland. Who was it that got slapped?
Brandon King.
Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah. You just said that so nicely, like slapped. I think it was more than the slap. I don't know. I don't know.
A gentle nudge?
But see, here's the thing. And I was looking at the election as a whole, period. Especially, what ward had 11 candidates running? Was that 4?
Four.
Okay. So, and I was talking to people of the Caucasian persuasion last night when I was at Dennis's watch party. And one of them made the comment, and they said, and it was funny. Well, not funny in the sense of that way, but they said back in the days when Dr. Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and, all the leaders before us, when they were together and they were galvanizing and getting people to the polls, you didn't have all these people that they let get on these ballots. Before that even happened, they would sit these people down and say, hey, listen, we not gonna, no, we can't have this, because all this is doing is messing up the vote, is splitting the vote. So we gonna sit here tonight and we gonna figure out who we gonna put on this ballot to go to represent us. Everybody that's out here running don't need to be running. And you can't just be running just to say you running. You have to have a plan. You have to have a platform. And
Real
you
talk.
have to galvanize your support base.
Yeah, you
Nobody is doing this. People are just putting their names on the ballot for the sake of saying, I'm running for public office. And you ain't got shit in the game to offer in this seat other than to split the vote from the people that really need to be sitting in these seats. And until we recognize and realize and understand that everybody can't run, we gonna keep getting the same shit that we've been getting for the last 12 years, because we keep recycling and we keep recycling because all these people on these damn ballots don't deserve to be on the damn ballots. Go sit your ass down. Go get you some budget funding. Understand what it is that you need to do a budget for. Understand why you running, not just because your mama said God came to her and told her you ought to run because God said he gonna bless you. God said don't be a fool as well either, because he don't bless no mess.
All right. So, Marissa, anything you had to say after that?
It's not even just after. I'm in agreement. However, one of the big problems that we really have in this city is that people are not always willing to sit down and reflect and take a look at themselves. They let their fucking egos get in the way.
Say it.
And while there are a number of
Well,
people, and especially honestly with this election, there are a number of people who do have the talent and the mindset to be able to do positive work and are doing positive work. A lot of overinflated fucking egos created.
Say it again. Say it again. Overinflated fucking egos will continue to keep us where we are because y'all just want to sit here and do whatever the fuck y'all want to do.
Okay, so let's get to the.
I'm so glad my sister over there. I don't know what to do.
Let's get to the Cleveland mayoral race. So Ross was last, 632 votes.
He was just running so he could have a tax write-off.
All right, let's finish. Sandra Williams, 4,478 votes. Zach Reed, former councilman of Ward 2, 4,724 votes, 12.6%. Bashir Jones, 4,640 votes.
Who got more?
Zach got more than Bashir. Wow. Not that damn much. Maybe like less than 100, like 80. Dennis Kucinich.
You got more than both of them?
Dennis got
Yes,
six.
Dennis
had
came in third.
17%.
He came in third, 6,481 votes. Second, and he's going on to November, Cleveland City Council President Kevin Kelly. And the top vote getter, T-Rex, ring the noise, ring the bell right about now. The top voter getter is Justin M. Bibb, no political experience, with 10,635 votes, 27.14% of the votes.
How many people voted?
25,000,
No. Let me see. I think it was like 25,000 or 35,000.
something like that.
35,000.
Voters in Cleveland.
Over 300,000.
355, 720,000 registered voters.
It's
The
very
county
scary.
party needs to develop the field program more. They used to have a strong field program. They have not for a long time, but they need to develop it. There is the capacity for it.
The county party needs to be revamped. The whole party needs to be bust all the way the hell down, from the party chair all the way down to the minuscule positions.
Right.
The county party is messed up. I mean, messed
Very
all the way
much.
up.
All right. So
And we know who leads the county party.
I am not saying anything. That person is also going on in November in an election. So, Ward 1, Cleveland City Council. Let's break it down. Alwyn S. Bridges, 137 votes. Kimberly F. Brown, who's going on to November with 838 votes. Mark Crosby, 86 votes. And Kimberly F. Brown will be facing the incumbent, Joe Jones, who has 2,056 votes. Ward 1. All right.
Have y'all seen Ward 1?
I'm not. I've seen a whole bunch of damn signs in Ward 1.
No, have you seen what Ward 1 looks like?
Yes, I have seen what Ward 1 looks like.
It looks like a war-torn Afghanistan.
Ain't that bad.
No.
It's not
Lee
what it
Harvey.
used to be, though.
It's not what it used to be.
It's
Lee
a far
Harvey
cry
area.
from what it used to be.
Yeah.
It is
Warren.
messed up.
Okay.
Big time. Ward 1 used to be the area to move in because it was that Lee Heights, Seville area.
right.
When you moved into Harvard in the Lee Heights community or Seville community, oh, you were up on the upper echelon for black folk. Okay?
So-
Now, every time you turn around, there's a store opening on this corner. There's the Arabs coming into the plaza. The plaza is not even what it used to be anymore. There's a lot of things going on in Ward 1. And I know somebody who's he's a staunch supporter. She's a staunch supporter of Joe Jones. So my sister, I'm going to say this to you. You need to get him to do what's right by the people that y'all represent. You need to get him to understand that he needs to get up off his ass and take care of Ward 1 and stop taking Ward 1 for granted. He needs to quit lying because everything that he said that he did in Ward 1, no, he didn't do it. That was done by Terrell Pruitt before he left office. Everything that was done under his 4 years was already a precursor for Terrell Pruitt, and I know that for a fact. So he got to come up with something else. So if and by chance he does get it off this time, come November, and he's reelected, what he got to run on, what he got in play, because now everything that Terrell had in play is already come to fruition.
Okay, let's move on to Ward 2. This is gonna be funny. All right, Ward 2. Bill Berry, 46 votes.
Who is that?
I have no fucking idea.
man?
I don't know. Let's go. Let me finish. Kevin L. Bishop, the incumbent who's going on to November, 1,480 votes. Azel Bowden, 214 votes. Monique Moore, 270 votes. That means Kevin L. Bishop will be facing Monique Moore in the November election.
Monique, if you out there, call me.
All right, well, Monique Moore. All right, so
Monique, call me.
all right, I'm not even going to do Ward 3. I'll come back with the rest of the wars in a minute. So we had a versus battle between Ja Rule and Fat Joe. Since everybody didn't vote, they probably listened to that. So this is Fat Joe is so much more. We need to do so much more better in this damn voting cycle. We'll be back with a headline eye on www.WNRV1081.com. Get on your nerve. Nerve DJs Network. Be right back.
I'm down with TD Jakes and Kirk Franklin. Better have my offering plate filled with Franklin's blasting me. I got cats that are blasting me. Rips touching and they asking me. Yeah. Show me where the safe at. I'll lay them down with the Mac. Leave them face flat. Listen. You don't want to start no drama. We don't scrap when it's problems. We just clap and revolve them and get a joke. Let it go. Head him up. Sip him up. Didn't know. Better know now. I know you came to party. So get up on your feet. Yeah, baby, just truck that body, yeah. Sing along with me, come on. I know you've been searching for someone who satisfies you and gives you so much more. Up and passing the hips is sweet, crushing past hips, chick take me. I probably win an Oscar hitting those 10 feet. You need a ladder just to sit on me. Jump, in the ring screaming Viva Tito with Donkey Madison Square Arena P-Power. Pull mommy to the side, she feeling la gusta la gasolina. Now how many bricks does it take to marble out a 36-room estate? Follow me out to Philly with the cheesesteaks. In the red belly, call up V8. Yeah, it's your cribs, for real. They even want the kids in school to go kill. And that's for sure, so you should know how to go. Follow me, come on. I know you came to party, so get up on your feet. Man, wake up, baby.
Grab a glass of wine, light a candle, and settle in for the best slow jams to set the soundtrack for your bedtime on Sunday Silhouettes with DJ Shotty Shot. So be there from 8 to 10 p.m. 2 hours of love on WNRV.
What's up, y'all? This is Larry H. Gardner of the new show, The Headline Eye, coming at you every single Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m., where we talking about hot subjects, spitting hot fire on WNRV 108.1, where we getting on your nerve.
Are you a DJ, radio show, music artist, or a podcaster and you've thought about having your own mobile app? BV Mobile Apps could be the solution. They specialize in creating apps with live audio streams, mixes, music, and songs. You can integrate your social media, videos, blogs, and most importantly, send push notifications to your followers. For more information, bvmobileapps.com or on social media at BV Mobile Apps. That's B as in business, V as in victory, bvmobileapps.com.
Hey, everybody, it's the Queen with the Gold Mic from Headline Eye, and you can catch me every Wednesday from 6 until 8 p.m. on WNRV 108.1.
This is the Human T-Rex. Check out my new show every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WNRV 108.1. G.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Come on. To everybody that be living it up, we say. Come on, baby, this is typical, everyday, one night thing. It's a physical, I'ma love you tonight, dang. Love calling your name, go jump on in the range and roll over. I just really wanted to hold you. The time, get to know you. That's a good chick. Before it's all over, I'ma meet this chick. Probably treat this chick more better. Cause if you ain't no thugs and ladies go together. Popping my collar partner, who in the spot? Baby, rule in the spot, in the mug, in the watch of me. Half of y'all hate me, half y'all love me. The ones that hate me only hate me cause they don't trust me. And they say I'm lucky. You think I got time to blow all this dough and do all these shows? On flight in the llama charging white robes. Uh-oh, another episode. To everybody that show love with more passion than average, and I ain't mad at you. Never leave you alone. It's a song with
All right, we're back on the Headline Eye on www.WNRV1081.com. Nerve DJs Network, we get on your nerves. First of all, I give a shout out to New Voices for Reproductive Justice for dropping an ad and saying everybody needs to vote. Hopefully we can do this in November. Shout out to everybody that listened to this program. And shout out to Natalie Fitton and Javante Guest for tuning in all the time, along with, I got to give a shout out to Troy Harris, too. So,
Hey, Troy.
So let's move on to Ward 3. Kerry McCormick, Ayat Amin. Ayat Amin had 596 votes. Mike Rogowski, 176. Kerry McCormick, who endorsed Justin Bibb, by the way, for
I was
mayor.
about to say that.
Yes.
And canvassed with him.
Right.
Field.
Thank you. The queen of organizing in field just spoke. Miss Marissa just spoke. Kerry had 2,152 votes. So he's going to face Ayat Amin in November. Good luck with that. All right. Ward 4. Whew. Jesus Christ.
Ridiculous. Is all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it again. Ridiculous.
You know what's ridiculous?
Ken Johnson being on the goddamn ballot
And guess what?
and got votes
And got 190 of them votes.
and sitting up in the penitentiary. He's
That's
sitting
called
up in the
stupidity.
penitentiary. He's in the penitentiary.
That's called honor amongst thieves, right?
So,
Who are those 194 people?
190 people.
He
but-
in the penitentiary.
Hey, they were probably getting money off. him.
Right. You know
They
what?
might still be getting checks if people haven't cleared up what they were supposed to clear up.
Ooh, wow. So here's the crazy part. Ken Johnson got more votes than Arnold Schern, who got
He
91.
in the penitentiary.
Hold on, let me finish.
Mike Shomo.
Mike Shomo, who got 88. Roland Mitchell, 57. Vanessa Crum, 69. But Deborah Gray is going on in November with 649, going against Eric B. Walker, who had 460, which is, if you combine like I was doing the math, if you take the two front runners out and the rest of the 9, they average like close to 100 votes apiece. That's 900 votes, a little bit over. If you take 900 votes and you split them, not split them, if you give 60% of those to Eric Walker, he's the new council person. I don't know if that's going to happen because Ashley Evans got 241, her first tryout. Cecil Ekadu, 139. I'm not reading all these damn people, all right? Yes, Mario Snowden, who was here last week, he got 145. I'm sure he got most of these 145 but coming on this show. So
Ken Johnson is in the penitentiary.
we know that. We know he's
How
in.
did you get 100 in the penitentiary? Is he campaigning from the prison cell?
Didn't-
Where is
And
he
that
at?
tells you how important field is and how complacent people in this city have fucking gotten.
Absolutely that you voting for Ken in the penitentiary.
Right. They're like, ooh, orange suit. Yes.
The orange is the new black.
That's some bull crap.
It truly is.
Okay, after the insanity of Ward 4 has,
Oh God.
yeah, I don't understand how he got it. Maybe people he owed gift cards to. I don't know. He sent them out gift
100
cards.
Obviously, if they voted from jail, well, for him while he's in jail, he didn't owe them. He obviously delivered. That shit might have gotten delivered after he was already in jail.
And how many of those were in person, and how many of those were early voting?
I think
and how many were mail-in?
I think they
Solid
were
point.
silent. I think some of them were early voting and absentee. So he's lucky he got that. Now here's the crazy part. Even though he got the early votes, he was still under investigation when all this crap started. Because remember, I reported that he was he got indicted in April. That should have stopped all that right then and there. He was removed
How
in
he
June.
get on the ballot?
He still had his signatures up. Here's the thing. Whoever was below him, whoever got less,
You ought to feel some type of way.
Whoever was
It's
below
like
him and
it's
above
like
him.
it's like Marion Barry getting reelected after he got convicted of smoking crack.
It's even deeper than that because you also
Crack
wonder who he
crackheads
rolled on.
do. Crack.
Don't hate on Marion Barry.
Speaking of which,
Crackheads do vote, so relax.
Right.
yeah, crackheads do vote.
Because you got some functioning crackheads.
Back in the day, it was functional.
Right.
They
Now.
still functioning now.
It was back. You smoke crack today, something wrong with you.
Right, exactly. But the thing about it is like, and I seen these people's signs. Arnold, brother, you need groundwork. You need field. Arnold, I love you, man. I love you.
No, I ain't even gonna go there. No. What y'all need to do is sit your ass down.
Y'all need some work.
Quit getting out here half cocked. You don't never bring a goddamn knife to a gunfight. Don't do that.
All right, let's move on. We got some more wars to get through. I'm done with Ward 4. I actually live in Ward 4.
I'm gonna go
I
get in
just
the
have
corner.
one little question.
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
So, like, as far as people that were responsible for taking a look at what Ken Johnson was up to, who was president of City Council again?
Kevin Kelly.
Okay,
Kelly.
I was just checking.
Was you checking or throwing shade?
No, I was just checking.
I'm gonna say it first. She throwing shade like a mug.
Your new nickname is Curtains. Right about there was a lot
She's
of
throwing shots fired.
like there was sunset
Shots
on that.
have been fired.
There was sunset on that question because there was a lot of shade on that one. I
She has a
love
good
you,
point,
but like
though.
yeah,
It's a very valid point.
it's
Very valid.
It's a fact. That's the
Yeah,
thing
it's
about
very-
it. It's
yeah,
a
it's a
fact.
fact, yeah.
Is you brought up a great fact, you know,
She did.
in a
She
question.
did. She did.
With shade. Just saying.
I'm right there with her. She did.
You
She
agree?
did
You
that. She
co-signed
did
like
that.
you co-signed like y'all get a car together.
Yeah, she did. She did that.
That Mercedes Benz just ran Kevin Kelly's foot right the hell over. Okay, all right. Next is Ward 5. So Dyron Smith, whoever you are, you got 77 votes. I didn't think he was gonna get that far. So shout out to you, bruh. Richard Starr got 495 votes. Dolores Gray, who was put in after Phyllis Cleveland was stepped down because of health issues, had 517. That means this race in Ward 5 is going to be close. It could flip. Last time Richard Starr won, he was this close to Phyllis Cleveland. I think he was led in the primary by 22 votes. He's down by 22. And I'm going to say this, Sherry Bowman, I love you. Y'all didn't win yet. He's going on to November.
What's the rules on the recount?
They're like, there is no rules on it. Like the recount has to be less than.
Yeah, there's a percentage.
There's a percentage.
So it's going to be a recount on Richard Starr then, right?
No.
Nah, they're going, but he's going to November.
He's going on. This is just the primary.
This is the
so
primary.
He's going to the
going.
general
He's
election.
going.
Now they can call for a recall in the general.
Jenna.
I mean, they can recount.
Also, people is two people too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
council people is two people too.
Two highest.
The two highest. So that's why.
East Cleveland mayor?
No, that's their
That's
city.
done.
That's done.
That's done and over with. They
Brand-
changed their charter.
They changed. Yeah.
What, this year?
No, they charter changed a while ago.
Right or go. So
But they put it to yeah.
this is Cleveland. So in November, that Richard Starr will have to face Dolores Gray, or Dolores Gray will have to face it. However you want to deal with it, and
It's
please,
going to be interesting to watch.
That's going to be a very, very interesting. That's going to be an interesting race because I know somebody's out for her, and they coming for her.
I know who you talking about too. Jesus, why stuff get back to me? I don't want nobody to tell me shit else. Like you know who
When
coming
we're
out.
off air, I have questions.
What's that?
Who it is.
Yeah, who it is. I tell you, and I think Jay might agree with me when we off. I'm gonna keep that secret. Okay, Ward 7. Because nobody's in Ward 6. Blaine Griffin got
Griff got that. Griff ain't.
well, Griff has no competition. Well, it was Lavelle Thomas until Stacey Long eliminated. Where is Stacey Long?
There was Lavelle Thomas.
Yeah, until he got off the ballot from Stacey Long, who is a she. Hey.
You can hear a rat piss on cotton.
Damn, that's isn't that Mississippi
You
stuff?
said here a rat piss on cotton.
He real quiet.
Like, he was in a race, so yeah, he ain't. So Blaine, bye. All right, Ward 7.
Blaine's been doing a good job from what I hear.
Yeah, Blaine,
Griff
excellent.
ain't got nothing to
He
worry
ain't got
about.
nothing to worry about. He's got that. Our guest Jeff Mixon, who's coming in at 7, got 39 votes. Charlotte Perkins, who was endorsed by Bashir Jones, got 122 votes. No, actually, it was Shauna Roberts. She got 314. Mike Seals got 20. Isaiah X Thomas, not the ball player, but X Thomas got 46 votes. Nathan Hartfield, whoever you are, got 7 votes, 0.38%. I think you got to tell him to sit down for just a second. Daniel Graves, 248. Russ Gates, 12.
You know, that's what I want to say was, I mean, this might be kind of mean, but like when people see they, like what Jay saying, that, and the people who not qualified, and they family members seeing them that they run, somebody got to put them to the side, like, yo, homie, man, you wasting your money and your time. I think you should, build from the ground roots up and get it.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. You know why, T?
Egos.
Exactly. And now
Egos.
We're egos. Now
Mine-
we're in a place. We're in a part of this world now, in this country, to where everybody's got to be a winner, and we don't want to tell people the damn truth. We don't want to
Participation trophies.
Right.
Okay.
Or is everybody hanging with yes men, yes women?
Yes, that's
Yes.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Nobody
Oh, they just setting them up for fair to laugh at their ass. But the two, right. So the two that are going on, TJ Dow, who was the
And
councilman
Stephanie
before
House.
us, and 464, Stephanie House, 530. Not that much. So they're going to go on to November. I don't know how this is going to work. Some people have Dow, some people have Stephanie. It's Ward. Yeah, that like so like Ward 5, Ward 7 is going to be close as hell as well. I'm saying close as hell, but close as well.
Any surprises though, like throughout the war, to anybody like who wasn't an incumbent? They knew?
Well, I mean, as far as in the primary, no.
No.
I mean, I'm like the thing about it is like nobody. I thought actually Dolores Gray, like she was appointed. I thought she might have slipped a little bit in Ward 5.
She
but,
did, because I watched it. At some point, Richard Starr was ahead of her.
Right. So
But it didn't matter. It was still going to be the highest too.
it was going to still won't be the highest too.
Yeah, so it didn't matter.
Did she ever say she was stepping down, or she was always running?
Dolores Gray is the replacement for Phyllis Cleveland in Ward 5.
You're talking about Ward 4, where
Deborah
Anita
Gray.
Gardner was appointed to take over Ken Johnson's seat. She's the one that said that she was not going to run.
She's not going to run.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
considering how much of a mess there was, I wouldn't probably want to stay right. Like,
you mean
okay,
the cluster?
This was my time.
She was a part of the mess.
All right, the cluster,
Exactly.
the clusterfuck that was Ward
Avoiding
4.
getting caught up. She's like, nah, orange is not my color. It doesn't match my shoes.
Well, actually, if you're a woman, they put blue on you in county. They
I
put
don't-
orange on the
I mean,
men.
I look good in blue, but not that blue.
Right.
That's that dirty, dingy blue that looks pissed on. All right, so let's see. Ward. Here's a surprise in Ward 8. Now, not much of one. So Polenzek won his primary. He's going to the general with 1,915 votes. The surprise is that who he's running against.
Who, is it Donald Boyd?
Nope.
Who is it?
Asia Jones.
Oh, yeah.
427 votes for Asia Jones. Donald Boyd, who thought he had 154, which
Asia need to come on in.
Asia needed to come on in for Ward 8.
Promo.
Exactly. So she.
I like
See, this
Polenzek.
is what I be talking about. People be encouraging folks to do shit that they don't got no business doing.
Hey.
But okay, come on in, girl.
You got
on,
it.
girl.
But the thing about it is like, but here's why it was not a surprise to me. A couple of months back on social media, that Donald Boyd called out Asia Jones for saying F the police after the George Floyd protests here in Cleveland. Yes, he did. And some women, including Mariah Crenshaw, called him out on his BS, saying you should have never said that because she was upset. And the Black Lives Matter people, pretty much, shout out to Kareem, called and I hate using but I'm going to say, called Donald Boyd a sellout.
Swear.
You didn't see that post? I am surprised you didn't see that post.
No, I didn't see that.
So Donald Boyd, who was here before, who was going to run for Ward 8, he thought he was going on to the general. But Donald, I'm sorry, you're not. I love you. Thanks for playing. Keep on striving.
People got to be careful what they say out their mouth. You got to be careful. I don't care how bad you want to say something. Sometimes some things are just better left unsaid.
Two bowls of shit is the most classic line ever in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was remembered.
Right,
that
well,
was remember,d and I heard it a lot on the campaign trail.
Nina Turner, let's not dig up old bones, John. You gonna keep bringing up old stuff right now?
You know what though?
But she's telling the truth. It was truth. I mean, it was 1,000% validity in what she said. It's no different than pick your poison. You want lip poison or you want loud poison. So there's no difference. I mean, it's the same analogy. It means the same thing because I ain't too happy with Biden right about now in some of the things that he's doing.
No, I'm
but
not.
That's a story for another day.
That's another 2 hours on that.
Yeah, a story for another day.
We ain't got that. All right, so 11, Michael Hardy. I don't know. It's 11. Ward 11, Michael Hardy, 472. Brian Mooney, 766.
Oh, yeah.
Donna Woods, 416. So Brian Mooney and Michael Hardy will be facing each other in the general election in November. Whoever lives in Ward 11, best of luck to you. Ward 12. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That whole. Are there layers?
All right. I'm sorry about that. So, Anthony, thank you very much. You funny as hell, T-Rex. You funny as hell. Anthony Brackatelli, 960 votes. He will face Rebecca Mora, 882 votes. That's close. Sharila Taylor came up with 182 votes. And Twain McGee, 66 votes. 66. Dancing Twain. Dancing, I told your silly ass that you need to do a commercial on here. 66 votes. There's somebody outside. I think it's Jeff. Come on in.
Who was his campaign manager?
Lady T was his campaign manager, but she withdrew from being his campaign manager because Twain was not listening. So Twain's campaign manager became Lee Ayette, who was supposed Lee Ayette.
I'm sorry.
Lee Ayette.
Lily Ayette that I had on the show.
Yeah, Lee Anthony Smith, yes, who was sweating bullets when we were talking about him running for mayor of Cleveland. Justin Bibb was the first legitimate candidate because Lee did not have all his signatures in order. And, yeah, he was trying to manage Twain McGee.
I remember that interview. That was epic.
Which one, T?
The sweating bullets.
From 1975.
Like
What?
Yes, 1970.
It was classic.
It was classic. You missed it.
I mean, he got a little fired up with me too, but I was ready
Over some papers from 1975.
What?
So
Man,
Lee blocked me. Lee blocked
he
me.
blocked you?
Yes,
and then he wanted to be friends with me. He gonna inbox me to my sister. I need to holler at you, bruh. Ain't nothing you need to holler at me about, bruh. I gave it to you on the show. What are you talking about? You can't even put a sentence together, a predicate and a subject.
And it wasn't us. So here's the killer. It was, that call-in number 216-249-6658. Dr. Richard Montgomery, shout out to him, called in and talked to him about, and he was like, I need your help. You need more than that. You didn't even, listen, how can you holler outside the club? You can't even get in. Let go.
I'm sick of people hollering about they need help. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to quit asking people for help. Because I'm going to tell you, some people came to me asking me for help. You got some, I need some dollars.
Yeah,
My time is very valuable. I don't have time to be sitting here playing with y'all when I already know. I done looked at y'all campaign and I done already said, man, there's some bullshit if I ever
listen,
seen.
I'm gonna say this right now. She gonna need somebody to help you, And if she helps you,
She definitely
she
need some
gonna
money.
definitely need some money to help you. Definitely. Period.
Man,
Yeah, I'ma look
Don't
at-
come barking at me. Unless you
Don't
got some
come,
paper.
don't come barking at her. And this ground, or Marissa was with Obama. Okay, that's enough. That's enough.
I was nominated as one of the most valuable organizers in the country that
See
year.
what I'm
off of
saying?
that
Right.
campaign,
So she
actually.
definitely gonna need, like, so the thing about it is we're gonna bring Jeff in, but before we do that, we're gonna take a break. Council Ward 17, Mary Kathleen O'Malley, 1,343 votes. Charles Seif, 2,666 votes. Kenneth S. Trump, 661. So
That
Charles,
name alone canceled him out.
change your damn name, Kenneth. Just I don't know. I would say,
Is that his cousin?
I don't know, but
They related.
He ain't going.
Hilarious.
He ain't going no damn where. He stuck. Yeah, he on the couch with everybody else. All right. So
Well, Jeff.
yeah, we sorry. I ain't gonna say. We gonna take a break. We gonna come back with my man Jeff Nixon. So
You
this,
came to get the wrath of the queen?
oh God,
Nah, I ain't gonna do that to
You brave as hell. All right,
I ain't gonna mess with Jeff.
you lying like a mug.
He
All right,
lied.
you and her. I'm not even in the room. This is Thundercat. Them changes. We'll be right back with the headline eye when we return. www.wnrv1081.com. Peace.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Where did it go? Did I leave it in the cold? So please give it back, 'cause it's not yours to take. It must have fell when I lost my mind. Deep in the cup, drowning in pain. Somebody help, 'cause I can't find my way. Nobody move, nobody move. Somebody tell me how I'm supposed to feel when I'm sitting here knowing this ain't real. Why in the world would I give my heart to you just to watch you throw it in the trash? I've been juggling so long, I don't think I can hold on. Where were you when I needed you the most? Now I'm sitting here with a black hole in my chest. A heartless, broken mess.
Are you a DJ, radio show, music artist, or podcaster and you've thought about having your own mobile app? BV Mobile Apps could be the solution. They specialize in creating apps with live audio streams, mixes, music, and songs. You can integrate your social media, videos, blogs, and most importantly, send push notifications to your followers. For more information, bvmobileapps.com or on social media at BV Mobile Apps. That's B as in business, V as in victory, bvmobileapps.com.
This is WNRV 108.1.
What's up, y'all? This is Larry H. Gardner of the new show, The Headline Eye, coming at you every single Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m., where we talking about hot subjects, spitting hot fire on WNRV 108.1, where we getting on your nerves.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Hey everybody, this is Lisala Piri asking you to tune in every Wednesday to the Headline Eye at 6 p.m. on WNRV 108.1.
What's up? It's your girl Jazzy J.
Your favorite girl boss, Angela Lay.
And yo, you already know what's poppin'. It's your girl Nick For Real.
And we are the Ooh Wee Radio Show. Catch us live every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Listen to us live at WNRV 108.1 Nerve.
Because we talk about things that make you say, ooh wee.
This is WNRV 108.1.
We hope that you're enjoying your evening. Be sure to do your part. Stay 6 feet apart. Thank you for wearing your mask and practicing social distancing guidelines during your visit. Enjoy the show.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Sin City wasn't made for you. Angels like you. Sin City wasn't made for you. Angels like you. Oh, you know it. 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 Right now. Take that off. I just wanna see you. Your legs so soft. I had to be near you. Thoughts in my mind going so crazy. I just wanna hear you. One touch on your body, what I prepared for you, nothing will spare you. Pussy so wet, I feel the drip coming down. Must be in Houston. You close your eyes, you feel the rise, I go inside. I'm shooting. Sin City wasn't made for you. Angels like you. Sin City wasn't made for you. Angels like you. Oh, you know it. 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 No more calls. No one's coming over. Ride it like you stole it. Tonight you're the owner. Oh, other girls they may hate, cause they texting too late. But I'm yours now. They just tie these restraints.
All right, that was Sin City. If you was listening to the TikTok thing, that I had to play that a little bit, so get that out the way. I got something straight beyond the end of the show. But we got my man Jeff Mixon coming up in here, who ran for Ward 7 candidate for. Hey Jeff, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, all things considered. Found out less than 24 hours ago that I didn't make it to the final two. So I'm going through the natural emotions, the disappointment and everything, the questions, what could I have done differently? But, I called you a couple of weeks ago and asked you on the show today. And I guess I still have the big question for me. I've been a grassroots activist for some time.
Right.
With Clash, with Black Lives Matter in Cuyahoga County, with black on black crime. So the question of shifting from an activist to a politician, that's kind of been like, the big question that I'm dealing with. And I think that's the reason that I just decided to come on the show today, because I promised the people of Ward 7 that no matter what happened, at Star Bethel Church last week, I told them that I wouldn't tell them what I would do if I won. I told them I would tell them what I would do whether I won or lost. So I made a commitment to the people of Ward 7 to continue fighting on their behalf. And so I'm here today. Tomorrow I'll be with Al Porter and Art McCoy on the Black Man Army bus. and you can't be a leader and be scared. So I came here today.
Yeah, the thing about it is that we have a protest down against Sean Williams tomorrow at 10:30. So
I will be there. I'll be on the bus.
Okay, that's what's up. So, like personally, Jeff, would you ever consider running again for office?
Yes, definitely. I haven't made up my mind whether or not I would run in 2024, but I learned a whole lot, at least especially about the timeline to run, and some key pieces that I thought I had in place that didn't really turn out to be what I expected it to be. But since I'm gonna be active here today, tomorrow down on Public Square, in the churches of Ward 7, continuing to talk about some of the things that we need to talk about. We need to talk about voting rights. We need to get House Bill 1 and House Bill 4 passed. House Bill 1 not only deals with voting rights, but it deals with gerrymandering, which is a really big issue. And then lead poisoning and police reform. So I will be helping out Citizens for a Safer Cleveland. I'll try to help them get their ballot initiative passed this fall.
All right.
And just how will you do that, Jeff?
Going around to churches, speaking to people. I'll probably meet with Rachel Collier. I've been working through her, so she gave me the petitions and I helped them to collect signatures to get the issue on the ballot. So besides going around to churches and to community meetings, telling people why they should support the ballot initiative, I'll probably just go to Rachel and say, hey, what do you need me to do?
All right.
Okay, so let me ask this question.
Go ahead.
Turn me up, T. People, and you've heard me, and I'm, my shit is just equal across the board for everybody. I don't care who you are sitting in front of me, you're listening, whatever the case may be. A lot of people were running for the sake of just running. And I think what we have to go back to is that we've got to stop putting all these people on the ballots. We're doing ourselves a disservice. And I've always wondered as to why people bypass certain positions before stepping into these bigger positions, like precinct committee people.
Yes.
Which is some of the most powerful people.
Yes, I'm a precinct committee person.
You got some rank. You got some pull.
Yes.
And I don't understand why people are bypassing those positions and going straight for the gusto without having the thorough knowledge in the inner workings of what goes on in these communities. So with that being said, with hindsight being 2020 and you're here today and you're licking your wounds, as you should, what could you have done differently? And what do you think you will do moving forward to give you the knowledge that you need, that if you decide to run again, you have the tools in your toolbox to get you to where you need to be and potentially pull it off and be the councilman of Ward 7?
I think when you look at what I've been doing the last 6 years, I've been doing throughout Cuyahoga County. And some of those things, fighting for criminal justice reform, fighting against lead poisoning. I think what I'll be doing over the next 4 years or so is I'm going to be fighting for those issues with a focus on Ward 7. You can't just show up out of nowhere in people's minds. My campaign manager was telling me today, you're spreading yourself thin. You're all over Cuyahoga County. You're sleeping down at the at City Hall. And he said, well, if you're thinking about running again in 2024, you need to focus your attention on Ward 7.
There you go.
So a big part of what I'm gonna do, and it looks like I'll be. And by the way, I wanted to congratulate Justin Bibb for winning yesterday.
Congratulations to Justin.
That way.
Congratulations, Justin.
That way.
And I also wanted to congratulate Rebecca Moore of Clash. She ran over in Ward 12 and she finished in second place. And we think that she will probably make it. And I'm a member of Clash, Black Lives Matter in Cuyahoga County,
against
Black on Black crime. So we're hoping that Rebecca Moore comes out of that race, and I'm sure at some point I'm going to go over there and do some canvassing for her. As far as what there were some things like finances, for instance. One of my opponents, I didn't realize it until a month ago, was a multimillionaire. I guess one of her sons was killed and she won a lawsuit. And so going in, you really didn't realize that there would be this much money in the race. I think Famiko had 3 or 4 candidates in the race. At one point, when it looked like they were stealing my yard signs more than other people, I thought, why would, there are my yard sign that's there and this person's yard sign there. They took my yard sign and not his. And I asked someone, they said, well, Jeff, and there's 7 people in the race who are being backed by developers. And out of the people who aren't backed by developers, you're the one that they're worried about. So we need to talk about money in politics. And when we go around and educate people, for instance, you can go right on the Board of Election website and look up and see who's donating money, and it does kind of bring up questions. Why is a person
Follow the money.
California writing this individual $3,000 check, and why? And who are these people donating money? The big name that came up for me, because I just wasn't as familiar with them as I could have been, was Albert Ratner.
Oh, Forest City Enterprises.
You mean Ratner Group, Forest City? You ain't know?
No, as far as being involved in Ward 7.
Oh yeah, because they
It's Cleveland Clinic in the developing the houses over there in Ward 7, Jeff.
In order to deal with the money in politics, and again, I just didn't. I thought I could overcome the money, but that's one of the big things that you have to overcome, and you can only. The big lesson for me is you can only overcome it with hard work, and it will actually take probably years of trying to overcome that type of money. You really have to spend time talking to people and developing relationships so that someone doesn't come out. We get impressed. This person has more yard signs down. Well, this person has a team of people that don't live in Ward 7 helping them put down yard signs, that's giving them money. So, you can complain about it, but what you need to do is come up with a plan of attack. And the 2 ways to do that is, number 1, you have to educate people so they know exactly what's going on. For each candidate, they should know where their money is coming from, and it takes a lot of hard work. Just making sure that people.
You need a treasure chest.
You need a treasure chest.
You need a treasure chest.
Yes. You need to listen to this show.
And I need to do a lot of fundraising. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. You need a treasure chest.
Yeah, like a judicial candidate had $245,000 in their treasure chest for
and they started
everything.
Before they started running.
Right.
It's the old adage is that you can't start doing the job when you get it.
Right.
You got to start doing the job before
you get it.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of these candidates that ran forgot. They were looking at grassroots.
Right.
Okay, grassroots, that doesn't mean what grassroots mean. Grassroots still means that you got to get out here and get some money. I don't care if you're asking for $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. I think President Obama did a really good job at grassroots campaigning. Yeah. But you got to look at who his campaign manager was that was doing the grassroots for him. And I think people now are getting it twisted and thinking, oh, I'm going to do a grassroots campaign. You still need a treasure chest. You still need money to run these campaigns.
Before you do the grassroots.
You need a good $10,000. Even with hard work, you need a good $10,000.
And you need to be campaigning. And I'm just going to share it with you now. Even if you are thinking of running in the next 4 years, or maybe you're running in the next, there you go. Or if you're running in the next 8 years, start building your treasure chest.
Now,
Friends of Jeff Mixon, and then you need to start doing. I ain't gonna tell you everything because that's gonna have to cost you.
Right. It's gonna cost you. All right. So, Marissa, what else would Jeff need to do? And as far as Jay said treasure chest. And
I agree with that, but I also agree with what he was saying about the relationship building, connecting with people who generally might be registered or, generally don't turn out, but do somewhat understand the process, making sure that they do understand the importance. Like, okay, if you're upset about this, this is how we're going to change things. Consistently having those one-on-one conversations, and it doesn't have to be a scheduled formal one-on-one, but constantly having that direct interaction, not just in one particular portion, not just in your precinct, but across the ward and making a connection and helping people to understand the connections between the issues that they are most concerned about and how things work in the city. Help them understand the connection between that and legislation that goes through council, helping them to connect those dots and understand what has happened, what is happening, and what you can bring to the table down the road.
And my always thing.
Thank you for that.
And my always thing is, Jeff, is that you need to focus in on black media. Nobody tells their stories about us but us. And I said that to every single candidate. And guess what? I'm going to say this right now. You know, the mayoral candidate that had the highest votes in the city of Cleveland advertised on this network. Just an FYI to the rest of you people.
Write that one down.
It was Justin.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, T-Rex. See, the thing about it is that you forget about this show or any other shows like mine because the undecided voters or the people who were apathetic about voting listen. And they listen to stuff like this, and they listen to music like the music on Nerve DJs. By the way, T-Rex, we got a conference coming up, right?
This is my favorite part. We got an 18th anniversary party Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 18 years Nerve DJs radio been going on. We got the mixer is going to be up here 2 to 8. Then we gonna go to Captivate after that. Saturday we gonna be at the Odeon all day. Then Sunday we got the R&B brunch at Renee's place at 2 o'clock. Y'all come up, y'all not Browns fan. I know it's a Browns home opener, so we gonna probably get it popping around 4 o'clock.
Them bums.
After the Browns. I forgot. We really about to find. I forgot somebody in Pittsburgh, man.
That's right.
Hey.
Represent.
Could we not?
Represent.
Why you open that can of words? I was trying
Don't
to.
hate.
Stop it.
I
Stop
used to
it.
live there, and even I don't know no terrible
All right,
foul.
so
Man, listen, that's my team.
So the reason why
I'll be there.
The reason why I had T-Rex bring Nerve D 18 years that this studio been here, 18 years, and the thing, like 8 years Nerve DJs. The thing, right? The thing about it is that 18 years. Let me finish. 18 years. That this been here, we've been here. I've been here for the past year. I've been on other places for the past 2 years, 5 years. Jay, isn't black media important? Especially
black media is very important, very. And the thing about it, Larry says that all the time. And the part of that makes Larry and I, the show, kind of really clicks the way that it does, is I don't mind getting in people's ass because I expect the best out of you. And if I don't do it, then nobody else will, because we got to be honest with one another. And we got to give you the real. I got to give you the real. Because I don't want you out here looking crazy. Because you know why? You represent me.
Right.
So
is somebody
that can't
calling
happen.
in?
We got to call T-Rex? Oh, snap.
Hello? Who's calling in? Hello? Hello? All right.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Who is this?
Natalie Fitton.
Hey, Natalie. How you doing? How you feeling, first of all?
I'm hanging in there for an old lady.
You not old. You young. You still young. You still young, Natalie. How you feeling? Anything you want to say?
I'm still suffering.
I'm sorry.
I'm just calling to let you all know that I love you.
Thank you.
We love you back, Natalie.
I love the information that you present. And this primary was one hell of a primary.
Whew.
I ain't seen nothing like it in the city of Cleveland in my 65 years.
Wow. Wow.
But I'm moving out of Cleveland.
Why?
In 2 weeks.
She has to move into
Going
is
to
it a
Houston.
rehab facility, Natalie?
But I'm going to pay attention to Cleveland because Cleveland is my home.
Yeah.
All right.
Out the state, she moved out the state?
No,
No.
she's moving into Euclid.
I can't hear you.
Why are you moving, Natalie? Where are you
Why
moving?
am I
I mean, where are you moving to? Excuse me.
I'm moving into an assisted living facility. I'm moving into what used to be called Gateway Family House.
Okay.
It has new owners now. It is called Embassy of Euclid.
Okay.
It is behind Drug Mart on East 200. Hello?
I'm still here. Yes, you're actually going into that facility. I have a cousin there, Miss Janice Baldwin, who's actually going there. So
But I need some help because of my.
what happened?
She got cut off.
Okay. Natalie, call back 216-249-6658.
So Jeff, let me ask you this, or let me just put this out there for you.
Oh gosh.
No, it's nothing bad. And if it was, it'd be true. But with the way that the voter turnout has been in August and just yesterday, 17.4, 16.2 this time around, where do you see, as someone who was running as a candidate and who was out talking to the people, engaging with the community, where do you see the disconnect being, and how do you plan to engage and galvanize the residents to get them to understand that their vote really does matter? Because if you run 4 years from now, or if you run 8 years from now, what will guarantee you that you're going to win if we don't have an informed voter base? So how would you go about doing that and galvanizing the voters to getting them the knowledge that they need to make an informed decision on who they want to represent them?
Well, first of all, I think the best part of this campaign was not only connecting with childhood friends, but talking to voters. Because you see a lot of negative images on TV, and when you go around and talk to voters, it's not nearly that bad. There's a lot of good people out there, a lot of spiritual people, and there's more people who are engaged than we think. There's a disconnect, but I noticed that the people are engaged because they're talking about the candidates. Now, they may not necessarily vote, but they know what's going on. They're talking about the candidates. They have opinions. It's just that their opinions of our leaders right now, we really don't have hope. When you go back to 1967, and a lot of people, I think black people thought, well, government is bad because, we basically have white people representing us. And if we could only get some black people in there, government will work a lot better for black people.
That's a lie.
And I think what people have discovered is that you can get black people in there and government still doesn't work. Exactly. So if our own people aren't fighting for us, why should we vote? But
to get people,
what I want to do, well, that's the thing. That's the issue that I want to address.
Right.
Because first of all, if you organize and you do it right and you mobilize, you can change the way that leadership acts. But one of the other things that I want to address is this notion that somehow it makes sense, if you're not a good leader, it makes sense for me not to vote. Like that's somehow going to make the situation better.
Exactly.
So
Right.
we
Yeah.
need to address that to let
That
people know
elephant
that,
in
look,
the room.
You're making the situation worse by
Uh-huh,
not
by
voting,
not- thank you.
not
Right.
better. And without trying to tell you what strategy we need to use, we need to agree that there's a better strategy than not voting.
Right.
We've tried that strategy for a long time, and it hasn't worked. It's made things
Which has
worse.
gotten us to where we are today.
I
Right.
think we
Because
have
a
to.
lack of action
we
is
have
still
to
a
address
choice.
that. So when you talk about telling people the truth, because that's what's best. I mean, we need to look at black people and tell them, hey, this not voting, it's not working.
It ain't
it's
working
making things
either.
worse. We're creative enough to come up with a better strategy.
Yep.
And all we
Right.
have to be willing to do is put forth the energy to educate ourselves, and we need to get the ministers involved. I said,
Wait a minute. Let them finish.
All I need is their four walls, because I want to go in there and make sure the ministers understand that. Listen, churches have a 501c3 which allows them to do voter education, but they don't like doing voter education.
Right.
Because they're 501c3, they're not supposed to get an endorsements, but because they put money in their pocket, they'll get an endorsement. So they're doing what they're not supposed to do.
Right.
And they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Pretty much
And
there's
all I'm saying is, listen, you need to start doing what you're supposed to do. And if you need me to come in your church and to help educate your congregation, I'll be willing to do that.
We still had a phone call, T-Rex.
Them pastors ain't trying to hear you.
All right. So, Natalie.
They ain't trying to
I'm
hear.
coming in their churches.
All right.
They
Trust me.
ugh.
I'm coming
I
to their
understand.
churches.
And it's
I've
only
been-
a few
I've
of
been
them.
speaking to
It's
them
only
all
a-
summer.
all
I'm
right.
coming back to speak to them, and I'm going to do like you. I'm going to tell them the truth.
Good luck.
Hello.
Best of luck to you.
Caller, are you there?
Keep it going.
Yep.
Hello. All right. So, all right, Jeff, I understand what you're saying. I actually do. Here's the thing, though. You're right. Most of the pastors in this city are not doing the right thing because they want to make a buck. Here's the thing with me, though. I'm going to say this.
Got to start outing these pastors and calling them out.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Here's the
Gotta
thing.
put them on Front Street.
Here's the thing, though. If you side with politicians that don't let them get $15 an hour, you're talking about them paying tithes to your church. If you don't let them help them get better employment, how in the hell do you expect them to pay tithes? If you want them to, you want the people to get better employment, they can start paying tithes to you, and you don't need to deal with these outside forces or dark money to fund your churches and to pay for your cars and stuff like that. The people will already finance you if you do right by the people. It goes hand in hand. Like blocking a $15 an hour thing, and these people can't pay tithes to you if they only making $8-9 an hour working 2 jobs. They don't even have time to come to damn church for real.
I have another question.
Uh-oh, it sounds like shade, but go ahead, Rissa.
No, I only
Sounds
throw
like
glitter,
I should be
not
nervous.
shade. No, there's nothing to be nervous about. No, I was just curious. So, who was it that is one of the 2 remaining people that was generally not for the $15?
Kevin Kelly.
Okay, I was just checking.
We already knew that answer.
Shots fired.
I was just curious.
Fired. Yes, again, the shots have been fired.
Okay, you. I just like the overall premises.
I knew she was coming with it.
I already knew.
In Kevin's, he was creative. We can give him that. When it comes to keeping people from exercising their right and helping people, Kevin Kelly will actually get creative and come up with a new approach to oppressing us. So, we should give him credit for being,
but there were so many
creative.
There were so many African Americans in the parade with him on Labor Day.
Paid African Americans
Paid
in
for
there. You pay for play African Americans in there.
And to me, that was just like.
Well, there was a couple of people from the Republican, the inner city Republican movement also was passing out the stuff that Kevin Kelly had as far as the cleaning supplies and the golf carts. Jay, you want to explain that, Miss Price? The Queen with the gold mic. You want to explain that?
Well, how many black councilmen will endorse Kevin Kelly? I'm guessing. All
Well,
of
I
them.
know.
Not all of them. Good.
There's-
Because one of them called Kevin Conwell a house nigga for supporting him. So if he were to come and support him, then wouldn't he be called himself a house nigga?
Yes. Also, let me just be honest.
Yeah.
That I know that a couple of people, while there was somebody that endorsed Bashir, there was a couple of councilmen, Bishop, Dolores Gray of Ward 5 endorsed Kevin Kelly. Kevin Bishop of Ward 2, Dolores Gray of Ward 5 endorsed Kevin Kelly.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Repeat that for me really fast.
Kevin Bishop of Ward 2 and Dolores Gray of Ward 5, came down from the pipeline, endorsed Kevin Kelly, ran to Kevin Kelly after Joe Jones endorsed Bashir Jones.
So, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody.
So that's how they feel about voter suppression amongst their own people? Wow.
It's the whip 'em.
It-
It's the what's in it for me.
So-
They all have the whip 'em.
Severe cases, apparently.
I hope we don't
Just-
wreck your 2024 campaign by
to
talking about
wear a
this little
mask when I go
information,
around
Jeff.
there.
Hey, you know what? I'm
Make sure I
putting,
don't
I'm
catch
putting the
it.
truth out there. I might run again, but at heart, I discovered I'm gonna always be a grassroots activist. So I'm always gonna tell the truth because I really believe that we you don't want to say this as a politician, but in order to change the system, you have to change the people. We keep trying to change
Right.
the leaders, but the leaders won't change until the people change. And I'm convinced of that. There are things that politicians couldn't get away with in Solon that they get away with in Cleveland. Because we're,
God,
you know,
yes.
yeah.
And not only that, the people that we elect, these politicians have to remember you are in a position of being a servant. So you have to understand servant leadership.
Yes.
You have to,
Yes.
because
Some-
that's what you are. You are a servant to the people that have elected you, because you said that you would do what is best
But
for
are
that community.
are they our servants when they tell us that we can't speak at their meetings?
But
Because
we
if they're-
allowed it.
If they're our servants, how can they tell us that we're not allowed to speak?
Because
at
they've gotten
our
too big
meetings?
for their pants.
So
Yep.
then again, we have to change the people in order to change the system, because the people seem confused about that.
But then it goes back to what Marissa and I said a little bit earlier with the people, is that the reason why they don't want the people to be educated is because they can keep recycling the same voters, because they're going to get the same results and the same thing. So
Listen.
you keep the same voters, nothing's going to change, and they like it that way.
Oh,
but
yeah.
when
Because
you
they
get
can hold on to the power.
Right,
Oh, the
right,
system
right,
is working great for
right,
some people.
Exactly.
They
We
don't
gon-
wanna change
We
a
got to
thing.
take a. We do have to take a break.
see, I believe in, as a good John Lewis would say, I believe in good trouble.
Exactly.
Good trouble.
Speaking of good trouble, it's all good. Mo Thug family, it's all good. Shout out to the Mo Thug family on the Headline Eye on www.wnrv1081.com. Nerve DJs, Jeff Mix and Miss Marissa, Queen with the Gold, Mike J. Price, Human T Rex. We'll be right back. Peace.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Sure. So wait on me patiently and see what I got in store. 'Cause I'm gonna represent to the fullest of it, and I promise you no regrets. Just put your trust in me, and baby, I promise this shit is legit. It's all good. My love is all good. All good. It's all good. If I told you once, then I told you twice. You gotta get to know me. There's more to a relationship than jumping in the sheet. And if it's what you want, then you better go, 'cause that ain't me. I don't give my love to just anybody. If I'm not correct, then prove me wrong and just hold on. Gradually you will see just how good it'll be. When the time is right, I'll ease your mind with a little bump and grind. Fantasies full of ecstasy, we'll have a real good time. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. It's all good. 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 It's all
Come and jump in the biz and tell your friends you will keep it them laid out. Come on, let me take ya. Got a couple of things I wanna show ya. I'm really trying to know ya. I'm just curious. Is it really all good? You serious? If it is, then I gotta jump on it, ride it. Get old cowboy. Surprise, you thought I was quiet. I never was shy. Baby, nigga just stack like that. Lay back, but don't let that booyah. Really get the nigga to brag, 'cause we won't have time to talk. I've been peeping for a minute now. Yep, and I know just where I'ma start. Let me listen to your heartbeat. Boom, boom. You're racing in this situation. Is it getting kinda hot in here? No, that's you. Temperature's rising, so am I.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Looking to grow or expand your business?
Yo, bro, you read my mind.
Well, we have the perfect solution for you. Your business needs are important, and so is your advertising. Here at WNRV Power 1081, we have marketing solutions for all your business needs and affordable pricing to keep you in the green. Give us a call today at 216-702-0688. That's 216-702-0688. Or email us at WNRVPower1081@gmail.com today.
Hey everybody, this is Lisala Piri asking you to tune in every Wednesday to the Headline Eye at 6 p.m. on WNRV 108.1.
Are you a DJ, radio show, music artist, or podcaster and you've thought about having your own mobile app? BV Mobile Apps could be the solution. They specialize in creating apps with live audio streams, mixes, music, and songs. You can integrate your social media, videos, blogs, and most importantly, send push notifications to your followers. For more information, bvmobileapps.com or on social media at BV Mobile Apps. That's B as in business, V as in victory, bvmobileapps.com.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Let's take a little time and talk about it. What's going through your mind? It has me shaking. Ooh, it looks so right. I wanna ride. See, I would be lying if I ain't tell you. It made me wanna flip and you can't tell me. You ain't feeling the same shit, girl. It's our chemistry. Like icing on a cake. I hope you stay so we can do our thing after the party. You ain't gotta stop, baby. Do your thing. Don't stop. The music drops. Rock with me. On top, you can take it off. What's it gonna be?
Let's go somewhere and finish what we started. 'Cause right from the beginning I was on it. I know you felt these vibes.
All right, we're back on the Headline Eye at www.WNRV1081.com. Nerve DJs Network, we can on your nerves. Miss Marissa, the queen of organizing. Jay Price, the queen with the gold mic. We have my man Jeff Mason here. Jeff, you all right? You still are? After getting that off your chest,
I'm
you
know,
survived.
I think I'm gonna be all right.
All right.
Might take,
Yeah, absolutely.
It might take a week or two.
All right.
Because what don't break you will definitely make you.
Right. So
Yeah.
before
We'll
I
keep fighting.
Right. I have an issue right now, and this is probably going to start a whole ass tirade. Now, there's an issue in California. There was a recall for the governor of California by Larry Elder, the black California. There was a Gavin Newsom, the Democrat. They was trying to recall Governor Gavin Newsom in California. Larry Elder, who is African American, but Larry Elder is also a Trump supporter. Larry Elder. Yeah. So I'm going to say this to Mr. Elder. First of all, Larry is a privileged name. It's my damn name. And because you said that dumb shit about recall and everything, he's saying that the Trump, I didn't lose the election, claiming that, the votes were falsely counted. I'm taking back my name. So your name is no longer Larry, Mr. Elder. Your name is Dumbass. Yo, dumbass, shut your dumb ass up, sit your dumb ass down, and take your dumb ass over there to dumbass Candace Owens. I am taking back my name right now. I am snatching Larry Elder from you, and you're lucky I don't throw your fat ass to the lions today.
So how you really feel?
That's how I feel.
Right.
The thing about it is, anybody named Larry that does something stupid, I'm taking back my name. I already snatched it from that dude that was molesting them gymnasts and Larry Householder.
Jeffrey Epstein's gonna have to change his name. All right. Hey, listen, Larry Elder, though, once again, he's creative just like Kevin Kelly. On his website, the day before the election,
oh God,
he put out a statement saying that the election had been stolen and tampered with. And he put on his website a day early. Like if he had put out 48 hours later, it would have kind of been like, okay, this is a Trump thing. but he outdid Trump because you have to go on his website and read the statement. I mean, it's
And
elaborate.
for any-
he accused them of stealing the election the day before the election.
Right. And
and he wrote the statement as if the election had already happened. So.
I was working in LA while they were circulating the petitions for the recall. They were circulating them at the same time that we were circulating petitions. I was the field director for LA and Orange County for the anti-flavored tobacco ban, which, quick summary, they had decided that they were going to ban flavored tobacco, the bubble gum and all that stuff, but they decided to throw in menthol and Black and Milds, but non-menthol cigarettes were still acceptable, and the bougie-ass expensive cigars were still acceptable, which, of course, created another, potential inroads for profiling. Yeah. We already know,
who would get profiled first?
Right.
Us.
Right. Right.
Of course.
Yeah. Off of a fucking cigarette, but... Yeah, they were doing the petitions for that at the time. And one of the things that was going on is that he had also pissed off a number of Democratic groups. I did not know that he who shall not be named elder was...
I took my name back. She already know.
Yes, I'm following suit. I didn't know that he was claiming that they had taken the election the day before. I hadn't been paying... as much attention.
You have to read.
All right.
I mean, it's creative.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
So I'm not a fan of Joe Biden, but somebody brought up a point. He's on another network, and I'm not going to bring up his name on this particular show. But the thing about it is, I regret voting for Biden. You wanted the alternative, and some of you idiots that didn't vote at all, please shut the hell up. I swear for God, shut up. You corona spreading bastards always talking this dumb shit about y'all so woke. Y'all still sleep to me. And the thing about it is, if I have to get on you so-called woke ass bastards again, I am going to step on your necks on this show and the other one. Don't make me come after you no more. Period.
But here's what people fail to realize is, I vote every election I vote. So I can sit and talk shit all day,
right?
About what I don't like, and
right.
Biden
because
is doing
you're active in the process.
I'm very active in the process, and I'm active in these trenches. And Biden's doing a very piss poor ass job in my fucking opinion, and he's overstepping a lot of his boundaries. Our First Amendment right is being taken away from us, just right in front of our eyes. But I can be mad at Biden for what the shit he's doing on the federal level. But I'm angry at all you on the local and state level. Because that's where what stuff happens affects me and mine, is on the local and the state level. So I'm going to talk about Joe in hopes that some of my representatives on the local and the state level will take that shit to the federal level and say, hey, bro, listen here. We got a problem back in Ohio.
Calm down.
We don't need this. We don't need this. But we don't have them kind of leaders on the local or the state level to advocate for us on the federal level. Right now, we are still without representation for the 11th Congressional District. There's money that's not coming into the district because we have no one in the seat. And we don't have a woke enough or a well-versed, educated enough council to be able to go and say, hey, we don't got representation in the 11th Congressional District. And the majority of the 11th Congressional District is all African Americans. Because I guarantee you out in Beechwood, where they really sent the Brown over the top, they getting what's rightfully theirs.
Right.
We're the ones suffering in the African American communities of the 11th Congressional District. Because we have a lack performing of local and state representatives that are not doing their due diligence to ensure that just because we don't have representation, in the 11th Congressional District, they're not going to get the monies that we should be getting.
Right.
And I'm going to close on this. We got a lot of money in the American Rescue Plan that's sitting down there in freaking council. They don't even know what to do with this money. If you read the American Rescue Plan, because I've read it, This money can be allocated for new EMS trucks. It can be allocated for anything that's safety related. You can get cameras in your communities. You can make sure that your residents have what they need when it comes to PPE gear. You can make sure that these funds are allocated down to these CDCs to ensure that people are getting their medications. Everything that they should be doing with the monies in the American Rescue Plan, they're not. When they brought it up, somebody posted it on Facebook and said they got all this money and council's trying to figure out what to do with it. Council, call me. Y'all need to get a group together.
We have a lead poison epidemic.
Exactly.
We can use some money.
How
for
about that? How about the first
And
thing
you-
to do
you
is
can
get
do
rid of the
that.
lead poisoning
And when
for the
they
children?
posted it, I said, and I put it out there, I said, what council needs to do is that they need to find 5 people within their communities and let them represent the community and have like a think tank involved and say, this is what we need in Ward 10. These are the disparities that we're faced with. We need the allocations to go to these things. You go in that American Rescue Plan and you say, okay, yep, it can be done for this, be done for that, be done
Small
for that.
business tax abatement.
Thank you. A lot of that money that they have
Right.
can be used to address a lot of the disparities that we're going through right now in our communities. But our local council people are too busy sitting on their damn thumbs with their thumbs stuck up their asses to not do anything with this funds, because if I'm not mistaken, this money gonna go back if you don't spend it.
Right.
We can give it to homeowners about
How,
reducing
how
home because
about
property taxes went
right?
up.
How
Yeah, help them
homeowners property taxes up, lead say poisoning. How about during the election night there was a murder at a liquor store on 20?
Oh my God, those
20
6 people.
Yeah, 5 people. 6 people was murdered on Cedar at a liquor store.
Did they all die?
Yeah, I think so.
No, they were listening in
They were
critical
shot.
condition, yeah.
Shot.
And they were all
Art McCoy's talking about that right now, and we'll be talking about it tomorrow with
Right.
Black Man's Army.
like 50-something, 60-something years old, 62 years old. There was one lady, I think, in the bunch.
Right.
There was an older lady that was shot. How you gonna go shoot up the liquor store?
Eliminate against nobody. Let me say, if we
That's
get
why I got a 9 with a hollow point.
the thing about it is that thank you. The thing about it is that the lead poisoning, if you get rid of the lead poisoning that's causing these children to go crazy, you can get rid of
reduce gun violence.
the lead poisoning that kills people as far as gun violence.
Yeah.
So use the money to get rid of the lead poisoning to get rid of the lead poisoning.
But not only that, it goes a little bit deeper than the lead poisoning in the paint. We got to look at our sewer systems. We got to look at that. The
Yes.
infrastructure of our water
Is old.
The majority of what these kids are
Corroded.
getting is they're getting lead in the water. That's where the issue is. Flint still fucked up. It still is messed up. Cleveland ain't no better.
It's
Actually,
a lot
we're
of
worse
places.
than
We need to
Flint.
address the water. We need to address the dirt. But also the
We have the money to do it if it's
A lot of
used
kids
right.
are being poisoned
Right.
in these rental properties, and there's a simple solution. As a matter of fact, the law went into effect March 1st. You should not be able to sell a rental property or rent a rental property
Without a lead inspection.
without a paper saying that it's lead safe.
Right.
You know, so
Yep.
And also with what you were saying about the infrastructure, in addition, just revamping that can also address some of the job issues as far as
Putting people back to work.
Yeah.
Kevin Bishop, you would have
Yeah.
Workforce Development Committee
Yep.
down at City Hall. Bro, you ain't done nothing. Hey!
so
So
it can do things on multiple levels.
right.
yeah, we need to train and hire a lot of lead safety.
But see, they don't want to talk to people like myself or people like Jeff.
They're good at ignoring us. We stood out at City Hall over this issue a
I know.
month ago, and I mean they ignored us. But again, thank you to Dennis Kucinich for showing up. Thank you to Zach Reed, and thank you to Justin Bibb. They did show up. They participated.
I like the thing about it is all 3 of them came down there. Everybody else, stayed at home. So my thing is this: Jeff? Question before we leave here. Are you backing anybody in Ward 7? The top ladies, there's Stephanie and there's TJ. Are you backing anybody in Ward 7? Or you just gonna leave that alone?
So listen. The call started last night, right? And then there were calls this morning. and I haven't made an official decision. But let me say this: if one of the candidates ends up backing Kevin Kelly, I'll probably end up backing other candidates.
All right, thank you. All right, so
choice.
So
And I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I'm gonna have to put my big girl panties on, and I'm gonna have to get look at the good of the community. Hey, the good of the community, because neither candidate that's made the primaries is.
I understand your issues.
She's being honest about
He's
her
being
feelings.
all right.
So I'm gonna have to look at the greater good of the community.
So you're gonna vote for Bibb?
Yep.
I mean,
she's looking into it. We're not
a
going.
week from now. That's where you'll be.
The thing about it, let me just.
Someone that believes that the people should have a voice.
Even if you don't like him, still, at least he's not someone who's actively like, hey, let's get creative about voter suppression.
Then I'm gonna have to put my personal. I'm just being transparent. I'm gonna have to put my personal feelings aside and really look at it because
I'm a close friend of TJ Dowd.
I've dealt
Good
with
friend,
him
but
before.
If he backs Kelly, I'm backing House.
Stam. You said that. So TJ, if you thinking about backing Kelly, Jeff said don't. Stop knowing don't.
Yeah, we all know who Kevin Kelly is. Look, TJ knows Kevin Kelly better than I know Kevin Kelly. Come on, if you back him, I'm sorry.
So I know that the side game is this. I'm going to say this. This is to the Cleveland Clergy Coalition. This is to Pastor Phillips. I know that y'all in Bible study right now. You probably gonna hear this later. This is to the rest of the Reverend Macon and everybody else. You make a move. You make a move on one candidate. If I'm not agreeing with it, I'm not supporting it. And the reason why is because I live in the city. I have to live in the city.
Aaron don't live in the city.
He live in the city, but here's the thing. I don't care who told you what. There's some people in this instance that I'm going to have to separate from because of what or who they support. And that means I'm going to have to make a move as far as this show is concerned. So I'm leaving it at that.
Hopefully they won't choose Kelly, because that would just.
You know what? I've come to the conclusion, or I see things differently. You never know what they're going to do.
Right.
And that's the problem that I have with them, and I refer to them as the jackleg preachers and pastors.
I've heard you say that.
And she said more than once today.
Yeah, because whichever way they tend to go, people tend to follow them. And they lead people blindly. And people believe what they say. But, I'm here to say that I don't care who you are, pastors, Cleveland Clergy Coalition, I don't care. If you mess around and you make a decision that's not for the betterment of your people, you can expect a phone call.
A number of phone calls, very likely.
So here's the thing. Like I said before.
And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Like I said, I have never made a decision as big as I'm thinking about making one, and it's going to come in the next couple of weeks if I find out what I need to find out. If I find out what I need to find out, even if I don't find out what I need to find out, there's going to be a decision that's going to be made. Now, the thing about it is, like I said, black media is important. Kevin Kelly can sit right across from me right now. I'm going to ask him the hard questions. I heard your little interview this morning when you was sitting right next to Justin. And the thing about it is that you were trying to be a little bit condescending towards Mr. Bibb. The thing about yes, the thing about it is, and Justin came right back and said, I think that he's, respect what he's done, but it's time for Cleveland to have a change. This May, not May. This is going to get ugly, Cleveland. Prepare for it.
You thought Chantel and Nina was bad? Kevin plays dirty. That man spent over $250,000 when he went on those flyers against Justin, and then the 2 times he sent out those mailers
for
against.
Dennis.
So close to $1 million on
at his disposal.
He has the 4 horsemen, as they like to say. He got the 4 horsemen behind him. I just want everybody to know that he's coming out and he's going to lift.
Yeah.
he's going to lift.
Oh, it'll be a war.
It's going to be a war for sure. And that's why I said I don't know if this one is ready for it.
And this isn't black and white. This is the corporate folks.
This is corporate
against us regular folks.
This is corporate.
They're about to dominate us to the nth degree with this one right here.
Who's in corporate?
White people.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's not just race though. It's a lot of this is class warfare. This is class warfare. The class folks use race a lot of times.
But if you look across the country,
As a caste
there's no
system.
white hair in every predominantly black city.
Right. So
Detroit.
After, I mean, they got a white mayor.
Yeah, Detroit has a white mayor.
See, I say it's not race because if this was Kucinich, it wouldn't be. You know, I would respond differently.
Yeah, I wasn't supporting him, but I actually like Dennis.
Yeah, I like Dennis.
He's a decent human being.
He's very down to earth, and it's no surprise. You know, the whole time I worked with Dennis's campaign, we talked once, twice a week. And you have to get to know him to understand.
So I like it. So
I like Dennis.
So okay, so why did before we wrap it up? Why did the others lose?
What do you mean?
Why did they lose?
Why did who lose?
Why did
you want me to give you my rundown?
Dennis lost because of the split between a number of the West Side voters between him and Kelly.
And Bashir lost because he doesn't seem to think that gun violence is an important issue, in my opinion.
Okay.
He didn't make it clear that he thinks it's an important issue.
So here's my take on it.
Go ahead.
DeBello was just going to run in to do a tax write-off. He's priming the pump for him to be able to do something maybe 4 or 8 years from now.
Yep.
Sandra lost. She waited. She was Johnny-come-lately. She wasn't aggressive enough. And she didn't really push her campaign for her sisters to back her. Bashir, he's just poetic. He didn't mean nothing that he said. He wasn't going to do shit. It was just all about him. Who am I missing? We already know.
Zach.
Zach. I said it before, and I said it, I'll say it again. Zach was past his prime. He missed his opportunity last election cycle when he had Mayor Jackson on the street corner at 5 o'clock in the morning waving to the good people on 116th and Buckeye, and he got him up off his treasure chest. Dennis, I'm going to tell you with Bashir, and then the other thing with Bashir is your clergy coalition. This is how I know they're getting ready to go behind Kevin Kelly.
Oh, Lord.
They did that purposely to split them votes so that they could take and draw away from Kucinich to run it over here to Kevin Kelly. So in other words, Bashir ran interference. The clergy coalition knew that he was running interference, and that's why they supported him, because they knew that he would draw from Kucinich, from the black people on the east side of Cleveland, which left it for Kevin Kelly.